What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua on his heavyweight future. He says, I want to see what I have left. Anthony Joshua has made it clear his aim is to become a three-time heavyweight champion of the world. Of course, Joshua had every belt except the WBC. He lost it and got it back, making him a two-time heavyweight champion by avenging his first loss to Andy Ruiz. And this is what he had to say. He said, quote, "You need to take one step to start the race, and that fight with Franklin was a first step in mind. We've got a long way to go in terms of where I want to get to, but I'm on the race. The most important thing was to get in the race. There is nothing better than winning. Winning isn't everything. Winning is the only thing." Now, discussing where the last stage of his career may take him, the former two-time champion wants to push himself to higher highs. He says, "What I'm doing this fight for, I want to become a three-time heavyweight champion of the world. I want to test myself. I've been through a lot, and I want to see what I have left. When I say what I have left to give, I am not resting on what I have. I'm building on what I have, and I want to see how far I can take myself. I know what it takes. I know what this game is about, and I'm going to push myself beyond the limits where I've been before, hence why I find myself in Dallas. I'm trying to find an environment that can stimulate me, motivate me, and push me to higher highs." Those are the words of Anthony Joshua, and let me counterpunch. I'm glad Anthony has a new goal, because if you can remember what he said in the press conference of the Jermaine Franklin fight, he said it was all about money. And that kind of disappointed me a bit, because he has enough of that. So what is more money to Anthony Joshua? He has a shitload. So I'm thinking with Anthony, it has to be more than money, And I take Anthony to be that guy that wants to be the best, And looking at his career, he's fought the best. I think Alexander Usyk is one of the best fighters in the world. There's no shame in losing to him, even though I feel he could have done more. But then again, if you're in there with a tricky guy like Usyk, what do you expect? Looking at the change of trainers, I think he's taking Vladimir Klitschko, Lennox Lewis, that route. Because those guys, when they did go to America and they did go to Crunk's gym, they were winning once again. And I think if it was all about money, I don't think he would have been all the way in Texas to do it. He could have stayed with Rob McCracken and Fernandez and all those guys, but he didn't. He wanted to make a change for a reason, and I think it's a good step. Now, the question is, how will he perform? What route would he take? Is he taking the easier routes? I mean, Dillian White, that's a good fight, but he's already beaten Dillian White. As long as we get the Deontay Wilder fight, I think that's a treat all by itself, win, lose, or draw. And I think what Anthony Joshua needs to realize is it doesn't matter if you lose. It matters if you gave your best. See, if you go in there and you get knocked out, but you gave your best foot forward, I don't think nobody would care. You know why? Look at Deontay Wilder. He fought with everything that he had, and he got the respect. He didn't have to win. He had one hell of a fight with Tyson Fury. So actually losing helped him, because we showed that he was willing to die in there. He was willing to go out on his shield to attempt to win that title back. Now, he came up short, but he gave it his best. Most importantly, everybody thinks and seen that he gave his best. And I think Anthony Joshua should take that route. I don't think that he should improve. I think he was already a pretty good fighter. I think what people are missing is that old Joshua. If he could bring back the old Joshua, win, lose, or draw, I think people would respect him and I think people would support him. You know, just subtract the near riots, the attitude, the ego, and he'll be fine. Because that did have people alarmed when he did have that near riot with Jermaine Franklin and throwing Alexander Usyk's belts out the ring. That was a bit alarming because we're like, okay, who's this guy? And this guy is a frustrated guy that didn't get what he planned to get, but that's okay. You know, and I think with Anthony Joshua, I think he should be a guy that should understand what he preaches. He should practice what he preaches, and I think he forgot that for a minute. You know, in the last two performances, you know, even with the win, you know, we've seen a different guy. Now, the question is this the guy or is the other guy? I want the humble AJ back. I get knocked down, I get up, and I win the fight like he did with Klitschko. I want that guy because that guy, you can't lose even when you do lose because everybody will know that you gave your best foot forward. Sometimes the easiest way is not the best way. I think the best way is the way that he was going. Now, he can add to it, you know, learn these little things here and there with different trainers, but I think his mentality, his drive, that desire, I think, that's what he needs. That's what he needs to resurrect. Nothing more, nothing less. You guys tell me what you think of Anthony Joshua wanting to be a 3-time heavyweight champion. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!